We're stepping inside a 1906 flyboat.
It's so beautiful. Look at that.
Welcome aboard Saturn, built in 1906 as a Shropshire Union Canal Railway and Canal Company flyboat. This is the back cabin where the crew would have lived. A very small, compact space with everything you need for a comfortable life in 1906.
How many people would have lived in here?
Up to 4 or possibly even more if some of them were children. But they weren't in here all the time because they were out working the boat and leading the horse. And so they wouldn't have all been stuck in here for a long period of time at once.
But for sleeping, how would you sleep?
Well, I'll show you some sleeping. This is the bed, which folds down across the boat. We've taken the bedding off for the winter, but there should be a mattress and blankets across there. So there for a couple of adults.
Yeah.
Across there. Side bed where we're sitting right here. And of course there's always the floor.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of the floor, to be fair. That's amazing. And the source of light?
If the doors are shut, that's the source of light during the day, and at night you've got a candle.
How that is gorgeous. Yes.
Built in 1906, it's not going to have survived without a lot of work.
No.
Let me show you the cupboard here. That's called the table cupboard for obvious reasons, where you keep your crockery and your food larder.
That's brilliant. I suppose you don't need a fridge, you can just put it outside on the boat.
Fridges hadn't been invented.
Right, no.
Because it was built to carry farm produce, perishable goods, cheese, fresh vegetables. Before refrigeration, it would have carried from the farms and villages in Cheshire, Shropshire and North Wales, taking them to the markets in the cities, Wolverhampton, Birmingham, Manchester, Ellesmere Port, to take them over to Liverpool.
Right.
So it was built as a flyboat, which is an express delivery boat.
Yeah, express then and express now, slightly different maybe?
Maybe slightly, but much faster than you'd think. They work 24 hours a day. Like a stagecoach. They change horses at stables and get fresh horses after 10 or 15 miles and just kept going.
And just kept going all night as well?
Oh yes, all night.
Oh, okay.
Ellesmere Port on the banks of the Mersey to Birmingham was 29 hours. It ran to a timetable.
29 hours?
29 hours, drawn by a horse. We've got the bottle stove here, which is your heating and your cooking. There's a trivet that hooks on the front. There's the kettle. You can put the kettle on there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What a beautiful piece of kit.
And saucepan.
It'll be really warm in here.
Oh, it'd be boiling hot in here.
Yeah.
It'd be lovely and warm. In fact, in the summer, it would get rather too hot. But that's all they had to put on.
And that's, if you want a hot cup of tea, that's what you do.
Exactly, yes. Yes, that's the only way to... They didn't have gas stoves and electric cookers. There's no electricity on this boat. It doesn't have an engine. It has to be towed everywhere. So nowadays we do travel around quite a lot around the northwest. We're towed by a motorboat.
Okay.
But we also do some trying to keep the skills alive. We do some horse boating.
Marvellous. Can we have a look through the rest of the boat? Can we go through there?
You can't go through there.
No?
No.
It's solid?
It's solid. You can't go through there. There's a little door there that opens up to...
for you to see?
To see, but...
I just assumed that you could access your cargo hold from inside your cabin.
No, some boats you can, but not this one.
But not this one.
No.
Yep,
so this is the cutlery drawer. Sorry, not much cutlery here at the moment. And the bottom is normally where the pots and pans
and things would be
kept.
Yeah. There's actually quite, considering this is such a small space, there's a lot of storage.
There's storage everywhere. We've got, you see there's a drawer there, but look what a funny shape.
Look at the shape.
It's got to be shaped to fit the boat.
That's fab.
And there's another one the same the other side, and
Uh-huh.
there's there. Again, the same funny shape,
Yeah, I love that.
and more lockers here,
For putting your clothes and your
Yeah,
bits and
yeah.
bobs.
but very limited space because
It's just, look at the work on that. Stunning.
well, these pieces of wood are called shearing. They're quite thin, but they provide a sort of inner layer on the hull planking. But because the boat is such a curved shape, all the pieces when they're made have to be steamed to make the wood pliable. So you can bend when you steam a piece of wood, you basically put it in a steam chest for an hour or so, and it softens the wood enough to bend it, and then when it cools, it'll hold its shape.
That's fantastic.
And that's how the big planks are curved around the bows and stern of the boat as well.
Right. How do you stop the water getting between planks of wood?
You cork the boat. That's not cork like a wine bottle, it's cork, C-A-U-L-K, which is putting a fine hemp, sort of rough sort of string, which is hammered
Okay.
into the seams, and then add pitch over the top, which is like tar,
Uh-huh.
and that seals between the planks. And that sort of work has to be redone from time to time to stop it leaking.
To keep it
tight,
water-free.
watertight, yeah. And it might leak a tiny bit, but wooden boats do, but it's very small quantities if it's well looked after.
Yeah.
Is that you have a brass knob for each of your children.
Okay.
And another one, it's simply a way of brightening up the cabin and reflecting light into what is normally a very dark, confined space.
Yeah. Wood.
She worked as a flyboat for about 15 years or so in this area, the Shropshire North Wales area. Then she went down to the Midlands, and she had another spell of her life where she was carrying bales of wool for the carpet industry in Kidderminster. She was known as a carpet flyer, which is quite a nice
Excellent.
name. And she probably ended her working life rather less glamorously, carrying steel tubes in the Birmingham, Wolverhampton area.
Okay.
At which point, this was by about 1955, she was sold, and this is what saved her. This is why she still exists. She then became a hotel narrowboat, which is a completely different sort of life. Where the cargo hold is, she had a cabin fitted, and beds and chairs and hot and cold running water, and people came for holidays on her. She was a floating hotel, and she toured around the canal system for about 30 years as a hotel boat, and then was rescued by the Shropshire Union Flyboat Restoration Society, who recognised that she was a very important survivor of an early 20th century boat, and she was rebuilt and finally fully restored
Into what she was when she was originally
first built,
a flyboat.
Yeah, so back in the beginning of the new millennium, she had a lot of lottery money, which managed to get her rebuilt. And 2005, she was out and about again as a Shropshire Union flyboat.
That's fantastic.
We don't have many dogs in this cabin, Charlie. You're very, very honoured to be in here. It's very special.